Hello, my name is Samantha Kelly and I will be informing you today on the beginning steps of the application process for the Inter-Service Physician Assistant Program. The Inter-Service Physician Assistant Program is a 2-year program where soldiers learn to become high-quality healthcare professionals while earning a bachelor's and master's degree. Anyone who desires to attend the Physician Assistant Program must take part in a highly competitive application process. Following proper guidelines for the Inter-Service Physician Assistant Program application process is essential to a soldier's acceptance. In the next few minutes, I will inform you on the importance of thoroughly reading the Army regulation, which outlines the application requirements, speaking with a current physician assistant, and taking the SAT. The Army regulation that covers the guidelines for the Inter-Service Physician Assistant Program application process is AR 601-20. In the Army regulation, you need to make sure you read it as much as you can, more times than you think is necessary. You may miss something or misread something. Most people have to read it several times before they even begin their process, and then read it several times during the application process. The Army regulation outlines the academic requirements, the age and time of service requirements, and the health and physical requirements. Because it is a commissioning program, you have to make sure you are eligible to commission, especially with your health and your physical needs. The next step is to speak with a current physician assistant. The active duty ones in your current branch are the best ones to talk to because they've already been through the program. You need to interview them in the beginning, because you need to know exactly if that's what you want to do with your career in the next several years of your life. During the interview, you want to talk to them about their daily responsibilities, the difference between working in a health clinic and working in a line unit or a hospital. They're all completely different situations. And another different situation you might be in if you go through the program is deployment. You need to know exactly what the expectations are during a deployment, what you need to know in case it's not what you want. The physician assistant will tell you the good, bad, and ugly of everything that they do. The next step is to shadow that physician assistant. You want to shadow them. It is a requirement to shadow them for at least 40 hours, but I would recommend doing it more if you have the time and the availability. During the shadowing, you want to ask as many questions as you can think of. Write them down, write the answers down so you remember them for later on. You want to show as much interest as you can, because if you don't show interest, the physician assistant isn't going to take you seriously. They are the ones that are writing your probably the most important letter of recommendation that you're going to receive. So you want to make sure that you show them how interested you are, because it will definitely show in your letter of recommendation. You want to build a rapport with them, and even if it might help you with the board, but it probably won't. But later on, once you go through school and everything, you want to make sure you know as many people as you can. You can seek help when you can't necessarily do it on your own later on. Remember again that they are writing the most important letter of recommendation, so you want to get as much information as they can, maybe some hands-on depending on the clinic or hospital that they're working on their rules. The next step in the application process is you need to make sure you study for and take the SAT. The SAT is very important. It shows them your ability to learn, maybe not necessarily it shows your current intelligence, but it also shows your ability to learn. The math section is probably one of the most important sections that the board looks at, and so if you haven't already, you need to make sure that you take a college algebra course. You want to make sure that even if you've taken it 10, 15 years ago, you want to make sure that you take it again to refresh yourself, because that will help a lot and it'll improve your math score on your SAT. Also, for the SAT, you can study on the www.collegeboard.org. They have a lot of practice tests and stuff that will help you To schedule your SAT, you should go to your education center, and if you haven't taken it through them before, you get it for free. Make sure you bring the code that's in the regulation to send it to the IPAP, because if they don't receive it, then it won't be in your packet. Just relax when you go to take your SAT. You probably know more than you think you do. In closing, it is imperative to read through the requirements more times than you think is necessary. Talking to a physician assistant will be very helpful. He or she can provide insight that no Google search will ever be able to come close to. The time you spent shadowing can either confirm your desire to apply, or it may point you in another direction. The SAT, you want to make sure you're ready for it and you take it early on. You don't want to take it where you are pushing the deadline, because when the application deadline comes up, you're going to be stressed out about enough things. If your SAT is already done, you did well, then you don't have to worry about that. The last tip, I want to let everyone know that if you are wanting to apply, make sure you know that the board members don't just look at academics. They look at the entire soldier picture, everything from academics to the leadership and soldier abilities. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.